So Vivica Fox and Oprah had some rebuttal to what Taraji P. Henson had been saying as far as not being paid properly over the years as a black woman or black actress. Um, let's go to Lovelyti and TMZ to hear what Vivica A. Fox had to say about it.
Do you feel like now is the perfect time to have the conversation that Taraji kind of continued over Monique? You know, you're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
You know, darling, to each his own. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy, very blessed. And to each his own. I didn't have that experience, so, you know, but to get your piece out is important. I totally understand that. And I love my girls for looking out for each other. But I'm good.
All right, so you guys just saw what Vivica Fox had to say, and a lot of people were pissed off. They felt like, oh, you know, this father, she didn't have a black woman's back. Oh, all you do is Tubi movies. People were really dragging her, which I just thought was silly. But now, to add insult to injury, Gabrielle Union was caught liking shady tweets about Vivica Fox. So somebody wrote this tweet, and Gabrielle Union ended up liking it. So TMZ writes, Vivica Fox says she hasn't experienced Taraji P. Henson work woes. And then somebody else wrote, she hasn't experienced Taraji's success either. Next. And Gabrielle Union liked that. Once again, proving that she's still a shady, mean girl.
And so now you have people like Gabrielle Raggedy Union who want to act like Vivica A. Fox wasn't that deal back in the day. Like, we know she's something different now. And she knows she's something different. But the key thing is she's not mad about her negotiating now or then when she was the hottest thing on the market because she negotiated well for herself. Some people, like I said in the video that I did prior to this, are better at being bosses than others. Taraji, you cannot negotiate a bad deal or accept a bad deal. As she said, she almost had to walk away from The Color Purple, but she took the deal anyway. And then now she's crying about it. You negotiate what you're going to get out of these deals. And if you don't do it well, you can't be mad at the rest of the world or the people that are doing business with you because you didn't get what you didn't ask for. Now let's get to what Oprah had to say about the Taraji situation as well.
This movie was important because it created a space and roles for a group of black women.
Yes, and I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team.
Pay attention to what Oprah says there. Everybody's salary and their perks and all of that stuff is negotiated by their team with Warner Brothers, not Oprah. Taraji fired her team a while ago because they didn't do well as far as setting up things to capitalize off her empire fame, right? Apparently, her new team isn't doing that well either because they didn't negotiate the things that Taraji wanted.
And so whenever I heard there was an issue or there was a problem with the cars or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right. And I believe that she would even vouch for that and say that it's true.
I think she would vouch for that. I can vouch for that because I've seen you and your work and behind the scenes, how you step in and you put your own money up.
I'm all for everybody being the greatest and rising to meet the rising of their own life. And so, I mean, all this stuff about there was something online about us being separated at the top of the Empire State Building. On that particular day, we were so cold. So I don't know what kind of body language people were talking about. I was like just trying to stay warm, and that was the fourth thing we had done. And so I you know, there's no validity to there being a thing between Taraji and I.
Yeah, I think
this is where Oprah get the line through her teeth, though, right here.
We're gonna go over her body language. Let's look at Oprah. You see how she looked at Taraji and quickly looks away. And now look at Taraji. Look at her legs. She locks it away from Oprah, looking up, fluttering her eyes, trying to hold back tears. But she's trying to be professional. But she leans into Oprah. Oprah pulls away. Fake laugh. We all know that's fake. That's fine. But they're trying to release that negative energy outside their bodies. Oprah is all closed up. She's not even trying to open up and was closing in on Oprah. Oprah pulls out, trying to find an escape. goes right behind Gano Brooks. I look at Taraji face. She's just like not having it. And notice how Oprah suddenly now opened up with her arms, and look at Fantasia's face. Look at Taraji as if we're almost to the ending of this. Don't worry. Something definitely happened here. And now look at how Oprah has her arms and her hand. You know Oprah don't touch people like that. And then you see how loud they're singing.
That people want to find something, but Taraji was talking about Hollywood in general and how the landscape for black actresses. But once again, Color Purple is a space and a place where black actresses thrive.
Yes.
But before you go, 3 people have stopped me today, Oprah, and said, what is the deal with Oprah and Taraji? What do you want to share with the class? Oprah and, no, I'm addressing that to Oprah.
Oh,
Because people,
I saw your face.
no, because people
I
think,
know that it's not a deal.
It's
yeah,
not a
but
deal.
people think you're mad, she's mad. I know that that's
Well,
not
first
true.
of all, the thing that is so upsetting to me is that somebody went on and something went viral where they're analyzing us
Yeah,
on,
the
on
body
top
language.
of the on top of the Empire State. We were cold.
Oprah said you were cold.
We were cold. It was cold.
Yeah,
That
there's
was
a
the
whole
fourth thing we
TikTok
had done
about-
that day.
Yes.
That was the fourth thing we had done that day. First of all, I just want to say that from the beginning, when I got the first phone call that they were being asked to rent cars because they were in the middle of rehearsal.
Well, I asked for my own car because I like to drive myself. I'm a Southern woman.
So
But when you heard,
I heard that Taraji was upset because she'd been asked to do a rental car. I personally called Toby Emmerich, who was at the time the head of Warner Brothers, and he said, well, that means we have to do cars for everybody. Then I said, then we do cars for everybody. And if it's necessary, I will pay for the cars myself. He goes, well, we don't want you to do that. So
She says production made the cast drive themselves to set in rental cars. They gave us rental cars, and I was like, I can't drive myself to set in Atlanta. This is an insurance liability. It's dangerous. Now they're robbing people. What do I look like taking myself to work by myself in a rental car? So I was like, can I get a driver or security to take me? I'm not asking for the moon. They're like, well, if we do it for you, we got to do it for everybody. We'll do it for everybody. It's stuff like that, stuff I shouldn't have to fight for. I was on the set of Empire fighting for trailers that weren't infested with bugs.
And so, as you can see, Fantasia asked for a car because she likes to drive herself, which is what I thought. Like, Taraji can't drive herself, but apparently they get drivers. But if that's what you want, you have to negotiate that in your contract.
you know, from that was one thing, trailers were another thing, food was another thing.
And everything got handled.
And everything got handled.
I just
so
want
I don't
people to
even know
know there's no
why. I don't
beef
even know.
between-
You know what? It's so disturbing to me. Why is my name even in this conversation?
say
Because you're
something?
Oprah Winfrey.
Can I say something?
Why is my name
Can I
in this
say something
conversation?
before we
Because
leave?
I have just been the champion for everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I want to just say one thing. I'm a mother of young kids. Social media has become a thing. Social media has become a thing where they will take something that's not even true and run it and run it and run it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's almost like you guys, some of the interviews you're posting happened long ago, or it wasn't that, and they will
Pieced
take things.
together and all that
Yes.
stuff.
So at the end of the day, when we first said that this movie was going to be a healing thing at CinemaCon,
Yeah.
I knew, without a shot of a doubt, that people would try to break that down. Anything that has healing a part of it, they will do so. So we
All
have
the
to
haters.
overlook all of that other stuff
Yeah.
and keep shining bright, because this movie, The Color Purple, is healing the land,
Yes.
baby. So no matter what, I just want to say,
Yes.
it's nonsense.
There is
But,
no
but
thing.
there isn't a thing,
no
because
thing.
what I
There
know
is
is
no
you've been a champion of
Been a
Taraji and
champion
everybody.
And everybody.
And
Yeah.
that's the only point
And
that
trying to make sure that everybody got exactly what they needed. First of all, I am a producer. Scott is a producer.
Yes,
We
yes.
are not the studio. We are not the studio,
But I
okay?
tell you what,
The
this
stu-
is my first time getting a Golden Globe, and I do not want to miss that carpet, y'all.
And so Oprah reiterated something that we all didn't know at first. She is not the studio concerning this movie. She is a producer. And so she can try to get things to make things happen and this, that, and other because her name is so big. But this is why the comments that Taraji made when she said almost left the Color Purple went directly at Oprah, because most people thought Oprah was like behind this whole movie. She's behind the movie, but the studio is who you negotiate your contract and all of these things with. Oprah has nothing to do with that. So if you're mad at the studio. If you're mad at yourself because you didn't negotiate the things that you wanted in your contract. And if you don't get the things that you want, you have to walk away so that people know we have to give her what she wants. Gary on addressed why he left the Steve Harvey show for goodness. He was getting paid minimum wage to come and do the talk show where he thought he was going to be like a partner in crime. He was announcing Steve pretty much. He like, no, I thought we were supposed to be doing skits and stuff like this. He's missing money because he's not doing stand-up comedy on the weekends because of the show. There's another show he did where he made like 4 times as much, Hollywood Squares, to do it. And he's just like, this ain't adding up. They gave him a dressing room with no bathroom, broke down. It was like the size of a closet. He like, I'm telling you, 2 weeks, if I don't have a better contract than this, I'm leaving. They didn't give him a better contract. He left. Doing all this, he never brought his contract negotiations to Steve. Like, oh, Steve, they not doing me right. They got me this, that, and the other. No, because it wasn't Steve's job. Steve was running the show. He had his own contract. It was Gary's job to negotiate his contract with the studio, not Steve's. Sometimes you have to stand on your word and be like, yo, this ain't what I asked for. This is not what I negotiated. And if I don't get it, I'm not showing up. And you may be looked at as a diva or whatever because of that. But that's what you have to do, Taraji, to get the raises that you want, to get the money that you want. You have to stand on what you stand on and demand what you demand. Otherwise, they will give you no raise. Business is cutthroat. Why would they give you top dollar when they could offer you bottom dollar and you'll take it? They just going to offer you the bottom dollar and let you be frustrated after you sign that contract because now it's legally binding. You agreed to do it. You took bottom dollar. You can cry all you want to, but they're not going to budge because you accepted it. But like I say, everybody isn't meant to be a boss. And y'all can take that however y'all want to take it. Y'all got mad at me on my last video when I said that. But sometimes you have to negotiate better. And I meant everybody wasn't meant to be a boss. I meant that for men and women. Everybody can't be a boss. But I did mean that sometimes I think it wears on women more because men were meant to lead. And then sometimes after years of having to lead and fill that position, I think it wears on women sometimes. And it gets to them because that's a heavy weight for anybody to carry, man or woman. But, sometimes people misconstrue your words, but hopefully we cleared it up. But this your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think about this whole situation and the contracts and the back and forth. Get at your boy.